All right, we got the kayak build done. This is a Tamarack, or Lifetime Tamarack Angler 100 from Walmart. Um, I've the kayak's $300 new. I've probably got 800 to 1,000 in it, which is still pretty well budget friendly, just because like an Ascend 12T or a 128X is going to run you 600 to 900 before you do anything to it. So kind of give you a run through here. Got this kayak because I wanted to be able to get out on the lakes and fish places that you just couldn't get with a John boat unless you had like a mud motor or a jet drive. There's some lakes around here where you get in and it's deep, and then it gets really shallow, and then you have to get back to another hole. I used to be really big into bass fishing. Recently started doing a lot more catfishing to try to learn that side of things. Been really enjoying it. So I had to make some modifications to the kayak to kind of suit kayak fishing. The main one being the outriggers here. Just for stability, if I get, a 20 plus pounder hook in on one pole, the thing may try to rock a little bit. Plus it just helps if I have to turn around to get something out of the, if I can't, for whatever reason, just don't want to pull the tackle box out, I can reach around and grab it and don't feel like I'm going to roll over, because that's the only real downside to this kayak, is it is pretty unstable. Especially once you start putting some weight on the back to kind of quasi get it up on plane when you're running the trolling motor. It's pretty tippy feeling. I tried to put the battery in the front to kind of spread the weight out a little bit, which ran it almost 2 level. There was a lot more drag on it. Wasn't getting the battery life that I was getting with it in the back, and I just didn't like it. I plan on using this on the river and camping, so up front I'll end up putting like a backpack with a one-person tent and just some rations, like an MRE or something like that, in case I don't catch any fish, and like a ferro rod, stuff like that. But anyways, so this is a Ozark Trail seat. I don't have it bolted in, it's just held in with a bungee cord and some zip ties. I've got the Garmin Striker 4 with side and down imaging. Got some neodymium magnets here, retractable fish tape, just on Velcro. I got a lot of Velcro on stuff. My PWM is held on with Velcro. My just odds and ends where I put my wallet and phone and stuff is in there. Keep a cutting board under the seat. I added another rod holder with a Scotty mount, just so I can run 2 poles if I'm drift fishing. I put a trolling motor on this. It's a Minn Kota C3 or Endura C3. It's a 30-pound thrust, 5-speed. I added the rudder to it so that I can steer while I'm drifting without the motor running, which is pretty nice. I haven't had a chance to test that out. I just put the rudder on it, the fish finder, and the PWM on last night. I'm probably going to be testing that out today. But for the foot steer setup, I've just got a piece of unistrut screwed down. I wanted to try to build this kayak in such a way that there was very minimal holes drilled in it, so this allowed me to do that. Just got a unistrut nut with a big square washer, couple nuts to lock that down there with a piece of all thread that goes up, and this is just some PVC with some drain traps. And then I use this to set some friction on that, kind of a friction clamp. And then I just used eyelets, S-beaners, some paracord inside some 3/8 soft copper that runs the length of the boat and comes back here to some little turnbuckles and S-beaners, and then just made this little bracket. So the bracket for that, for the mount, to mount the motor to the boat, was just something I kind of saw off the internet. Pretty easy to make. You could use it, you could bolt it together. I welded mine just because I have a welder. Used a Newport battery box off of Amazon, which is nice because I can run auxiliary power. I got a USB port so I can charge my phone. It does tell me my battery life, has circuit breakers, which, you know, the nice part about the Garmin is it tells me my voltage, so I kind of know how much battery I got left up there, which is kind of nice. Outriggers, like pretty much everything off this kayak I bought off of Amazon. You can find a lot of this stuff, PVC from the hardware store, pretty self-explanatory. None of this back here, like the battery and the milk crate, are actually mounted to the kayak. I just got pieces of wood that are screwed together that just sit in there, and the weight and everything kind of just being where it's at pretty well holds it in there. It's not going to come off in a rollout, and that's kind of what I'm after. Is I don't care if the stuff kind of shifts a little bit, but I don't want it to fall off if I roll the kayak, which is pretty unlikely. Made this. I used to keep my paddle here, but I have since I don't really use a paddle anymore, I've since used the paddle holders with some PVC to make my transducer mount, because it wouldn't fit on my trolling motor, and I didn't really like the Scotty mount the way it was set up. Plus, I'm just kind of a tinkerer. I kind of just would rather make it myself if I can. This just zip tied in there for now. It'll stay in without zip ties, but just kind of some added insurance. I stuck those on there. I'll probably get like some Velcro strips eventually, just to make it, if I got to take it off, I'll probably take it off and set it in the kayak when I'm traveling with the trailer and whatnot. So probably gonna add some more rod holders here. I'd like to add 2 more on this side and maybe 1 on this side, just since I've got my paddle halves stuck in there. But that's pretty much it. It runs pretty good. Haven't had too many issues with it. I do have like a little 3-pound anchor to a retractable 50-foot retractable clothesline, and just use this plastic anchor, whatever that's called, I don't know. But the nice part about the PWM here too is that I can run this thing basically as slow as I want, or variably turn it up, and I can do the same thing in reverse. So yeah. So alright guys, if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.